Kale. I love kale. When I first started eating this way, my husband took me shopping at a natural foods co-op in Philadelphia to discover new foods. I'm not really good with new foods. So we pick up kale, and I was a chef, and I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna eat this. That's the garnish on the salad bar. I didn't think people ate it. But we eat it. And it has really good properties for you. It has really good PR. Everyone loves it. People eat it now. Celebrities eat it to get their thigh gap. But really, you want to eat kale for the calcium, the minerals, the fiber, the protein. Every single thing you possibly could ever need is in kale and other leafy greens. If you want your immune system boosted, this is how you do it, eating greens. I have a generous amount of olive oil in a skillet. I'm going to turn on the heat and add a tiny bit of sliced smashed garlic. We just want to flavor the oil a little bit. And we're going to add to that right away some breadcrumbs. And what we're going to do is cook the dressing that's going to go on the raw kale, if that makes sense. Then just saute the breadcrumbs with a tiny pinch of salt. You may also use black pepper if you want to. I'm just not a fan. I know black pepper is good for us. It's good for digestion. People really like it. I can't think of a flavor that I like less. So black pepper should be in this dish if you like it, but since I'm cooking it, it's out. So you're going to saute the breadcrumbs until they're sort of soaked up the oil and are slightly beginning to golden up, get a nice color. Then we add sun-dried tomatoes. I'm using sun-dried tomatoes soaked in oil so that the lycopene and the vitamin C is 60% better absorbed by the body to boost immune function and create reproductive health. You're welcome. And chickpeas. You want to use cooked or canned organic chickpeas, about a cup, go in. Saute those. Now, if you buy salted breadcrumbs, whole wheat breadcrumbs, then be careful on the salt that you add. I tend to buy unsalted breadcrumbs so that I can freely season on my own. You can make this salad spicy if you want, which would stimulate circulation. It's up to you. And while this simmers in that little bit of oil, then we're going to come back here and shred the kale. Now, you want to shred the kale pretty finely. This is called dinosaur or lacinato kale, which is sort of an Italian kale. It's also known as black horse kale. I don't know why, but that's what they call it in Italy, cavallo nero, which means the black horse. But it's a really hardy kale. You can also use regular curly kale if you can't find it, but I tend to find this one sweeter because the leaves are a little bit smaller. A lot of people complain that kale is bitter. So if you can find this kale, it'll make a really nice salad for you. And we're just going to saute this until the kale slightly wilts. We're not cooking it. I just want to coat it with these ingredients. And as soon as the kale is shiny with oil, turn off your heat. This is a quickie. And it's a really good main course salad. Then we're just going to slice a lemon. Do this when the heat is off, right? The citric acid in lemon not only wilts the kale, lifts the flavor, helps with digestion of the oil and protein, but that lovely sour flavor, if you cook it for more than a minute over heat, will turn to a bitter metallic aftertaste. So don't do it. Turn your heat off, then add your lemon. So now we'll just take this out of the pan. This is one of those dishes that you can't cook and leave in the pan. It has to come out so that it stops cooking. So you can see the kale has a really beautiful color still. Sun-dried tomatoes are nice and rich. You've got the breadcrumbs. You can use gluten-free breadcrumbs if that's an issue for you. So go ahead, have a ball. You'll get the same result. And then we have this lovely kale salad that if you serve this alongside the soup, you have the perfect meal for boosting your immune system.